Breaking news today, we were showing you the briefing room at the White House. Momentarily, the president is going to detail exactly what this means. Susan touched on the idea of maybe this being part of a broader tax reform message. The simple fact of the matter is, folks, we don't have broader tax reform. So then you're throwing this into the mix and telling people, well, this is the best we can do. You can imagine Republicans aren't going to buy it, but there's a move afoot here to sort of make this done to the Treasury Department so Congress will have no voice in this, say. And all of this on the same day as the Wisconsin primary. We've got that state's Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Cleavis with us right now. Governor, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, Wisconsin, no stranger to losing jobs abroad, even though that has dramatically improved under the last few years. But essentially, it's the president sort of saying, yeah, tax rates are high here, but don't try to do an end run around it by going elsewhere. What do you make of that?
Neil, I feel like every single time I'm on your show, I'm encouraging the President of the United States of America to call up the legislators and the governor of the great state of Wisconsin and ask for advice. Because what we've done here in Wisconsin is keep jobs. In fact, today, if you go on our totally free job search website, there are about 88,000 open jobs because we have listened to our small business owners and our large companies, our job creators alike, and we've instituted tax policies that have made it a great thing to do business here in Wisconsin. We have a manufacturers and agriculture.
You could do right at the state level. I mean, these are companies, international companies.
That's true.
That are pushed away. Now they're going to try to do this under the guise of saying, first, we'd love to work on tax reform. I think you'd agree with me that that is unlikely in the waning months of the Obama administration.
Well, it's clear that that's unlikely in the waning months.
They're going to nix these deals and the companies that might be thinking of them. What do you think of that?
Neil, this is a government takeover of our economy as opposed to empowering the people of America to run our economy, and this is scary stuff. What we need to do right now is to have politicians in Washington, D.C. actually look at themselves in the mirror and wonder if they are perhaps a part of the problem when it comes to companies making decisions to headquarter elsewhere. If we did lower our corporate tax rate, the way they're seeing some governors of Democrat states actually suggest they do right now, then we might not be having this conversation. You know, Johnson Controls, which is a Milwaukee-based company, had to make a tough decision just a few weeks ago. You know, Hillary Clinton was out here trying to film a TV ad. The head of Johnson Controls got out of his desk and walked outside to try and chase her down, explained to her exactly what was happening, what was behind the decision-making. She hopped in her car and she sped away before she could even listen to the American companies that are having to make these terrible decisions. This has to be about American jobs.
But it's not only Democrats, right? And it's not only Hillary Clinton. I raised that, Governor, because, as you know as well, Ford has decided that it's going to invest $1.6 billion to build small compact cars in Mexico. Donald Trump has already said that wouldn't fly with him if he became president, and that if those cars were then sold back in the United States, he would slap a tax on them with the equivalent of a tariff. What do you think of his response to that? He hasn't specifically responded to this today. He has threatened
I haven't read Donald Trump's response to it, but Neil, I have very deep concerns when the government steps in, says that we're going to avoid talking about this in Congress completely, and the president takes one more executive action to have a government takeover of another huge sector of our economy.
Him talking about this, him talking being against inversions, he sounds very much like the president.
Well, what we need to do is empower Americans here and not empower the President of the United States to go around Congress one more time.
What do you think of Donald Trump effectively taking?
We saw
but Donald Trump has taken the populist approach. Donald Trump has taken an approach that is very much like Barack Obama's. These guys try to do an end run around the tax code. No, I understand what you're saying. To go abroad or to build cars south of the border, that wouldn't fly with him any more than it would fly with Barack Obama. What do you think of that?
What I think about that is Donald Trump is trying a populist argument here, and I think there's another side of that populist argument. If the populist argument is, hey, we're pro-American jobs, it's going to be really tough to find any member of the electorate that says, yeah, no, I'm against American jobs. Everyone wants more jobs. Everyone wants more opportunities. It's just a matter of looking in the mirror and determining whether a politician is a part of the problem, and I think they are, or whether this is just corporate America's problem. I think everyone needs to be at the table, and everyone needs to be a part of the solution, including the American worker, who is what we're talking about here in this 2016 election, what this primary is all about. There was a new poll that came out, actually with the help of the National Alliance of Manufacturers, talks about the fact that manufacturing is incredibly valuable right here in Wisconsin, but also countrywide. This is a conversation, a family talk we need to have as a country, how much we value the American worker and how much we are going to do in order to keep job creators here in America.
Well put. Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Kleefisch of the fine state of Wisconsin. Thank you very much, Governor.